Hello, League Nation. Here I am posting another video. Thank you so much for watching these videos. Thank you so much for sharing, subscribing, liking, whatever you happen to do. Again, I've said before, I appreciate it, but at the end of the day, I would rather each and every one of you just be dedicated to creating a team atmosphere and helping this game evolve into a better product than subscribing or sharing this stuff. Help get the word out and help promote this type of atmosphere. And anyway, today I want to talk about some bannable and chat blockable offenses because there's some misunderstandings about it. And I know that in my earlier years of playing League, boy, man, I seem to get banned or chat blocked for almost nothing. And at the end of the day, it's just Riot's terms of service. They're ironclad. If you violate the tiniest one, even if it's unintentional, you're still in violation. And there are some things that folks don't understand. Like a lot of adults, when people are being immature, there's an obvious minor on the crew. They'll be constantly calling them a kiddo or child. Look, you call someone kiddo, that's chat blockable. Right off the bat. You say kiddo once, that's chat blockable. You say it multiple rounds in a row, you could potentially get yourself a 14-day ban. You do that too much, you can get permanently banned just for saying kiddo. It doesn't matter if they are 12 and they are a kid. It doesn't matter if they are being immature. If you call them a kiddo, that's punishable, folks. And it's the same with our youth. For all you younger folk out there that might be tuning in and watching these videos, when you call someone like my age or whatever an adult a boomer, that's the same thing as somebody like me calling you a kiddo. It's just as offensive, it's just as chat blockable, and it's just as bannable after a certain amount of that stuff. And let's just try not to speak these things that somebody else might consider offensive. And I get there are a lot of occasions where somebody's like just joking around or doesn't mean any offense by it. Like, you look, I'm almost 40, so the term kiddo isn't necessarily derogative. It's just, you know, you call a kid a kid, you call an adult. That's the way it goes. But the way Riot sees it is offensive, and it is a violation of their terms of service. So this is one thing that you can get blocked or chat blocked or banned for. Another thing is griefing. And I touched upon this in one of my other videos. Like, literally, if you say anything that somebody decides to be offended over, even if what you said wasn't offensive, you are griefing. If you rightly confront somebody about inting or raging, being immature, AFK or whatnot, one, you have to say it in a completely polite and constructive manner, and two, you cannot say it more than once. Or again, it is griefing. It is a negative attitude, and they consider that toxic. I think to a certain extent, Riot's dropped the ball here because there are a lot of situations where a person wasn't being offensive, but because people chose to be offended by it, that they did get disciplined for it. I just want folks to understand these things so you don't put yourself in a position to receive this discipline unknowingly. It took me a while to understand why I was getting some of these chat blocks. I'm like, I didn't swear, I didn't cuss, I didn't rage, I didn't yell, I wasn't belittling, I wasn't name calling. Like, I don't understand. And eventually, after like 35 emails to Riot, I finally got one back that explained it in depth about this whole griefing thing. Because if you cause somebody grief, even if you're not saying or doing anything overtly offensive, if they feel grieved by it, you are in the wrong. And we can avoid getting these chat blocks, A, by being very careful what we say, and by B, this is the best course of action. Just don't say anything. Look, if it's not constructive, positive, and oriented towards your team's progression through that match, then just don't say it. And it's unfair. I think, again, that Riot's dropped the ball here, and there needs to be a little wider range and a little better understanding over what griefing actually is. I think some of the stuff needs to not be considered griefing, and I think there needs to be some accountability on the sides of those who are just rage reporting. Because, look, folks will rage report you for absolutely no reason, and you will get disciplined. And it sucks because at the end of the day, the victims get penalized more often than the person doing the victimizing. And anyway, just be smart, be safe. Thank you.